Morning, everyone. Welcome to the camp here at OR. It's not that early, I guess, unless you were with me last night, then 10 o'clock is kind of early. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a retail self-assessment. And really what this is going to do is give you the opportunity to compare your store, your business, against the very best businesses that we work with across the continent. So we work with literally about 350 or 375 retail stores and have the ability to sort of benchmark the things that they do really well and then share them with you. So this is obviously not me, and nor was it ever. I don't know why you still use that picture. Our little clicker maybe isn't working. Was it off? Oh. You could tell. I own a retail technology company. I'm really tech savvy. So who we are, Management One and Retail Orbit. Management One, about a 30-year-old company that has spent their existence collecting, harvesting big data, and providing merchandise planning for retailers across North America. My name's Dan Holman. I am an affiliate of Management One. More importantly, I own a retail technology company that I mentioned, and we work with about 350 or 360 retailers to provide inventory planning, cash flow management, marketing, consulting, counseling. You're in retail, we need counseling, to these retailers. So, all right. So one of the things that we found in working with all of these retailers is that they share common core values. And when I talk about core values, I mean these attributes that make up their stores. These attributes are what we define as wealth or retail wealth. And wealth is an acronym. And so it starts with W, obviously, winning, not winning like Charlie Sheen, but win, as in we believe in creating these win-win-win environments. A win for your customer, a win for your store, and a win for your vendor. We believe that stores have to be energized, that when a customer walks in our store, they have to feel that energy. We have to be admired. We have to be admired by our peers, by our customers, by our vendors. Admired is an attribute that every retailer needs to aspire to. Lean, not lean like this, but lean as in lean in inventory, lean in expense, lean in presentation. We have to be tenacious. We treat setbacks as anomalies, one-offs, and we keep charging forward towards our vision. And most importantly, we have to be happy. We have to find happiness in what we're doing, not happiness, but that we recognize that happiness is an essential ingredient to success, not the other way around. And so if you're scratching notes down, you don't have to. I appreciate you're taking some notes. If you go to or2017.com, enter your email address, social security number, just your email, name and email address, I'll send you a copy of this presentation along with my notes. And so today, we're going to go through this exercise. So we're going to grade ourselves 1 to 5 on these key areas of the business. And so we're going to start in this assessment with, if my clicker was working, I'd say we're going to start with customer relationship management. And so on a sort of score of 1 to 5, grade yourself on these 5 statements. Number 1, my staff is happy and motivated to deliver my vision. My staff is happy and motivated to deliver my vision. In order for them to do that, they have to know what your vision is. Your vision has to be shared by all. The second statement is, I have an effective customer loyalty program. By effective, I mean that it brings customers back to the store. Loyalty is earned, it's not bought. It's not about giving customers discounts. An effective loyalty program believes in the philosophy of give before we get. So in customer relationship management, we have to have an effective customer loyalty platform. Number 3, most important, I see my vendors on a regular basis. I see my vendors on a regular basis. If I want my staff to be passionate, motivated, excited about what we're doing, they have to know about the products. They know about the products from the most knowledgeable people, our vendors. Number 4, I have a CRM system that is tied to or within my point of sale system. I use that data that point of sale provides to drive my CRM system. And then the last one, I know my customers. I know my top 5, I know my top 10, I know my top 50, I know them by name, I know their kids, I know where they live, I know who they are, I know how they are. I know my customers. So grade yourself 1 to 5 on those statements. Just a general grade. And be honest. I have another clicker in my... Okay, so now that we've talked about that relationship management, we're going to talk about marketing. And so, in marketing, I know and understand my customer. Most important thing about your customer is that I know them. I know the geographic, meaning I know where they come from. I know the demographics. I know what makes them up. I know their dollars. And I know the psychographics of my customer. I know who she or he is. I know how to speak to my customer. I know how to speak to my customer. What I mean by that is I know how she or he wants to be engaged by me. I know how to talk to them. In marketing, it's not how you get your message out, it's to whom you get your message out. And so every customer has a different, or every demographic of customer has a different level of acceptance. And so knowing how to speak directly to your customer is paramount. I have a predetermined marketing budget. A predetermined marketing budget. If you're an independent retailer, your marketing budget should be 1 to 3% of gross revenue. 1 to 3% of gross revenue. Not more, and absolutely not less than 1%. And so when I talk about that 1 to 3% in marketing, it really should be combined with occupancy costs. You know, the higher your rent, the lower your marketing expense should be. So we sometimes combine those two expenses to say marketing and advertising, or pardon me, occupancy and advertising together, rent, utilities, my building, and marketing together should be 6 to 9% of gross revenue. If it's more than that, we're in trouble. If it's less than that, we're probably not marketing enough. In that marketing budget, you also should know how much needs to be dedicated to every medium. How much do I spend digitally? How much do I spend on my web presence? Not e-commerce, my web presence. How much do I spend in the newspaper, on the radio, on TV? So remember that number, 1 to 3% of gross revenue. I have a website that accurately represents my store. Again, not e-commerce. A website that accurately represents my store. It's a picture into your store. 65% of all customers start shopping online. And so they need to have an understanding of what your store, what that experience is going to be like in your store. The last one, I know how to use social media effectively. In marketing, I know how to use it effectively. Using Facebook effectively is not boosting the posts that you put out there. You know, in marketing, our job is to create an audience. We build an audience, and then we go and speak to them. Anybody use geofencing? Geofencing. So, if you're using a smartphone that has location services on, and you're playing Candy Crush this weekend, or looking for directions somewhere, or you're searching something on Google, there's a very good chance you're going to get an ad from me. Geofencing allows us to draw a map around this building and capture everybody that walks in and out. We use about 17 or 18 different exchange platforms that allow us to programmatically populate ads. Using social media effectively is about understanding how to speak to that customer on their device, whether it's their smartphone or their website, and knowing where I should be talking to them, knowing how to drive traffic through the front door by using your social media site, not how to sell on social media. Selling on Facebook isn't going to get you anywhere. Getting people to walk through your front door is most important. So, score yourself 1 to 5 on marketing. Selling. All right, 1 to 5 on selling. Number 1, most important thing. I have a selling system in place that delivers an equal and specified level of service. A system that delivers an equal and specified level of service to every single opportunity that walks through the door. We don't judge. It's not what I'm wearing. It's not how much money I look like I have or don't. I have a system that delivers an equal and specified level of service. A system that allows us to move successfully through the selling process with a client. You need to know the 5 steps to sales success. Number 1, greeting and engaging clients. Number 2, understanding clients' wants and needs. Number 3, presenting total solutions to those predetermined wants and needs. Number 3, handling objections. And number 4, closing sales. That's right, closing sales. Greeting and engaging, understanding the client's needs, presenting total solutions to those needs, not items, total solutions, outfits, right? We outfit someone with a board, we outfit someone with apparel, total solutions, handle objections, and close sales. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a furniture store. We had Walmart-like traffic on Saturdays. We were in a high tourist area, and the buses would come the end of our parking lot and drop people off to go through this small part of town that we were in, this tourist area. Saturdays had our lowest closing ratio, highest traffic, lowest closing ratio, and highest average sale. But our sales at the end of the day were horrible. And so I worked with a retail coach, someone from the Ted Shepherd group, and he said to me, well, are you asking your customers why they're not buying? No, never thought to ask them. So I went and I didn't hire somebody. I said to my 14-year-old daughter, bring somebody from your softball team. Here's a clipboard. Here's 5 questions I want you to ask every customer when they come out. Number 1, did you get greeted? Yes or no? Do you know the name of the person who greeted you? Did you feel comfortable? Did you buy anything? Why not? The number 1 reason that people did not buy, no one asked me to. Closing sales is about asking for the sale. You have to ask for the sale. I had 300 people walk through my door on a Saturday, and I do $12,000 in sales. There's something seriously wrong with that. We found out that we weren't asking people for sale. We're in a home fashion business. We could sell accessories all day long to these people, and we weren't. It should have been my lowest average sale day and highest sales day, and it wasn't. It was the opposite. Highest average sale, lowest closing ratio. Let's back up one. My staff are passionate and knowledgeable about the products I sell. When I talked about I see my vendors on a regular basis, this is where I was going with this. In selling, your staff have to first be passionate about the products you sell. They secondly have to be knowledgeable about them. Why is passion more important than knowledge? Passion wins. Excitement, energy wins over knowledge all the time. And so my staff have to be passionate. They have to be knowledgeable about these products. My store has a well-defined traffic pattern. I have designed how customers move through my store. Why is that important? We want them to see the things that they need to see. We've kind of built this great roadmap for them in their stores. If you don't have a well-defined traffic pattern, you're probably losing engagement. Your closing ratio is lower than it should be. Never give the customer an alley to the door. They will use it. Create a traffic pattern that allows them to, as my mom would say, meander through our stores. The last one is I measure my store's sales performance. So when I say I measure my store's sales performance, what do I really mean? There's three things that make up sales: traffic, conversion, and average sale. You want to do $10,000 in sales today, you need to know how many people you need to see, how many of them you need to close, and how much each one of them needs to buy to hit your sales target. Sales performance is measured by the three key factors or key components in sales: traffic, average sale, and conversion. Traffic times conversion times average sale equals your sales volume. Don't set a sales goal without first setting those three other targets that you need. Understand how to measure average sale. Understand how to measure traffic, or pardon me, conversion. Understand how to measure your sales. So, 1 to 5 on selling. Retail technology. I am using a point of sale system. It's kind of a simple one. I'm using a point of sale system. More importantly, I use my point of sale system as more than a cash register. It's not just meant to take money. It's meant to help you manage your business, to give you analytics, to give you information about that money you're collecting. I'm able to effectively evaluate my vendors, my departments, my SKUs or my classifications from my point of sale system. I can accurately measure from my point of sale system my vendor performance, my departmental performance, my classification performance, and my SKU performance. I know how to analyze that. I use my POS system to create, track, and receive purchase orders. I use my POS system to create, submit, track, and receive POs. I need to know what my future obligations are. If I'm not using purchase orders in my business management tool, I'm missing information. I use my POS system, good morning, I use my POS system to manage my CRM strategy, my customer relationship management strategy. What data do I want to pull out of point of sale to measure or to build strategy in building my customer base? Average sale, frequency of purchase or frequency of visits, classifications that they buy, classification, not vendor, classifications. Remember that customers do not buy vendors from us, they buy classes. They buy in classifications. They buy tops, they buy bottoms, they buy boards. There are exceptions to the rule, but customers shop by class. And so I want to use that data that comes out of the POS system to build a CRM strategy. So grade yourself 1 to 5 on retail technology. There's a ton more retail technology, but these are the things that the best retailers in North America do. Cash flow and profitability. Most exciting thing, cash flow. Grade yourself 1 to 5 on this. I pay my bills on time every time. I measure and respond to my business by classification. I measure and respond to my business by classification, meaning that I measure how many tops I sell. I respond by feeding the classification, not feeding the vendor. I should be careful when I pick on vendors. I could get shot standing up here like a big target. I understand CMROI, GMROI, turn. I understand the metrics and how they affect my business. CMROI, that's the new sheriff in town. It's not GMROI. If you ever went to any kind of retail training, they always told you how important GMROI is. It's not. The most important measurement in your business in cash flow and profitability is CMROI, cash margin return on investment. Cash margin, the dollars generated beyond the cost of my inventory. Not cost of goods sold, sales minus what I bought this month equals cash margin. Cash margin are the dollars generated to operate your stores. It's the real cash that we use to operate the business. CMROI is the most important metric in your business. And understanding how CMROI and inventory turn, affects cash flow is paramount. If you're out of cash, fix those two metrics, turn and CMROI, and you'll have cash. Most retailers tell me that the hardest thing they do is generate cash flow. It's the most difficult thing in the business. My accountant says I'm profitable, but I have no money. They have no money because they don't understand how CMROI and turn can impact cash flow. Improving turn and CMROI creates cash. The only thing in your business that creates cash is getting a solid return on that investment. Higher cash margin, better inventory turn. Saturday, we're going to talk about inventory in a more directed way. And then the last thing in this cash flow and profitability is my business is sustainable. Grade yourself 1 to 5 on your business being sustainable. Grade yourself on 1 to 5, I get cash flow and profitability. I don't know what this next screen is, but how did you score? Hey, there you go. How did you score? How did you score? So 1 to 5 on all these areas should give you a score up to about 30. And if you got to 30, you're a rock star. You need to come and tell me how you're doing it. You need to come and share why you're so successful. And keep in mind that if you got a 3 or less on any one area, there's room for improvement. 14 to 22 says you're right on track. You're right in line with the average retailers out there. And if you want to be amongst the best retailers, let's fix some of those other components. And then 5 to 13 is come and talk to us. We can help you. We can give you some guidance in where you should be focusing the greatest effort or the most effort to get the greatest return in your business. So I mentioned earlier, or2017.com. If you want a copy of this presentation, go there, enter your name and your email address, and we'll email it to you with my notes. And as a thank you for coming, I'll do a free inventory analysis, so a free, no obligation inventory analysis on your store. I'll show you where you're missing business. I'll show you which classifications have the greatest opportunity. I'll give you a benchmark to compare to the best retail in North America. Just go to or2017.com. Questions? No questions? Go, don't be shy. I'll tell you a story. So I started in the home fashion business. I started with a company that was just under $500,000 in sales. In 6 years, we grew from $500,000 in sales, just under $500,000, to $50 million in sales. We grew from 1 store to 9. A year later, we were bankrupt. I have made every single mistake in retail. There is nothing that you can come with that I haven't heard, said, or done. Don't ever be embarrassed to ask a question. Know that I am been there, done that. And yeah. Fire away. You have a question? No questions. Nothing I said piqued your interest. All right. Yes, sir. Why? Because I did not measure and respond to my business by classification. I allowed inventory to consume me instead of me consuming inventory. I did not measure and respond to my customer at the class level in inventory. I didn't listen. And it took about 1.5 years to watch all of those stores that we built in a short period of time close one by one. It takes a lot of wood to keep that fire going. And so through that process, you learn a ton of stuff. You learn a ton. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for coming. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we're going to do a merchandising, I think it says Merchandising 101. It's really an in-depth look at the key components of merchandising in your store. Have a great day.